as we've been working through this, we have a little bit of rot that goes up under this wall here. Let's go take a look. We've got a new mattress coming anyway, so I tossed the mattress, and then we have this storage area under here. Basically what I'm gonna do is pull this out. This carpet's coming out anyways. I need to access underneath here. So I'm thinking this is just held in by a couple of screws. If I pull that, I'm gonna see if that gives me access underneath these areas on each side. It may not, but it's easy to find out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that, see if I can get in there and see what's going on. And if that gives me access, I'm gonna cut out those rotten areas to replace those as well. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, well, it definitely gives me access to the area I've been working on. However, it does not give me access to exactly what I need. I don't know if you can see the rotten stuff there in the corner. Basically sits right under this portion down here. So even though that's solid to the touch, I need to figure out how I can get in there. Maybe I may have to pull all this stuff out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these drawers out, remove these little side tables, and that'll give me access inside or underneath there to remove this carpet anyways, which I have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that first, and then we'll proceed from there. Okay, I have the little end tables removed, as well as the mounting hardware, and the drawers are out and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip this carpet off here. We're gonna be replacing it anyways. And once I get that off, we'll take a look at what we're gonna do to access this area right in this corner here. We have the carpet out now on both sides. That's stripped down. So now I'm thinking that I may have to remove at least these side panels for the storage area so I can pull this piece of paneling off right here. I'm just not sure how far back I need to go. So let me cut out the linoleum over here and on the other side and see what the damage looks like, to what extent and how far back I have to replace stuff. Well, I think that answers that question. I'm going to at least remove it. There's a seam right here. I'm going to remove it back to that seam, and then we have a board that runs lengthwise. You can see the staples here. So maybe if I cut that section out and then come across to this seam and then cut it out. This has some water staining. It doesn't fill anything at all, and I think that it's okay. I'll check it a little bit more, but I definitely want to get this piece cut out. And then on this side, it's worse, but it's mainly isolated to this one corner. So I definitely have to get that out as well. But this section's going to be much smaller. Yeah, so I think for sure I'm going to have to pull all this mess out of here and then get this all replaced and then rebuild it. That's the plan at this point. I disconnected this section here from this main piece that goes across. I apologize for the mess, but there's no room to put stuff. I'm out of room. So what I'm going to do now is pull this piece of paneling off, and that should give me the ability to remove the framing that I need to cut this wood out. So that's my objective at this point, and once I get that out, I should be able to access what I need to get the rotten wood cut out and to get everything put back in, and then I'll start reassembling this jigsaw puzzle. So that's where we're at right now. I've got this disassembled now. As you can see, it's free and clear. Of course, it kind of, put that off there. So we lost our support underneath these, but I'm gonna make sure everything stays off there. Kind of forgot that stuff was sitting up there, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get this panel out, and I'm going to cut this rotten stuff out on both sides. Now that I can access it, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it out, replace it real quick, and go ahead and get this linoleum out because we're replacing this stuff anyways. So we'll get it out of the way. And then what I'll do is once I get this new plywood back in, I will go ahead and start reassembling all this. I'll put new insulation or insulation down here. I may salvage some of that, I don't know. And then I'll go ahead and deck that, and we'll be done with it. I've got everything cut out now. All the edges are cleaned up in terms of underneath the side between this main board here and the wall. So there may not be as much of a gap. The wall may be sagging down just a little bit right there, but we'll pry that up a little bit so I can ideally lay some new insulation in here and slide that new sheet of plywood, and hopefully it will fit. Looking at it, it should. It may be tight, but we're gonna see if we can make it work, and we'll get that entire thing put on there. I'll mark where these studs are, that way we can get some good screws in, make sure everything's secured nicely, and then hopefully start rebuilding this thing. All right, I've got the new decking in here. Everything's insulated. There's just a slight gap I had in, where the two boards butted up, just due to some crooked cutting on my part. So we're talking maybe like 1/8 of an inch in places. So I just went ahead and put a swath of wood filler across there just to smooth that out, and I'm gonna sand that down tomorrow. But anyway, everything's in. I'll start rebuilding all of this stuff tomorrow. It took a little longer than I thought, and I had some things that interfered today, so I'm happy with where it's at right now, and we'll continue on next time.